So when I first got started with the police department, right, all I could think about is that, all right, so I got this job that I really didn't want, but because I didn't make it to the NFL, it was what was available to me. I was still young, I was 22 years old. So my thing was not really, I need to go find another job that was paying more, but what do I want my life to look like? And so I came up with, how much does it cost to be me? What is the cost to be me? Everybody got a cost, right? And so, your cost is, what's your, how much is your house note? How much is your bills? How much is, your kids' daycare? That's the cost to be you. So you know how much you bring in every month on your job, right? That's the income you receive monthly, but you have an expense monthly. So I tell people all the time, back then I was aware of how much my lifestyle cost, but I also wanted to have a future lifestyle, right? I wanted to say, how much is the future cost to me? I didn't want to be in this position forever, so I said, okay, I want to live in a certain kind of house. I want to drive a certain kind of car. I want to have 3 children. I want them to go to private school. That private school is going to cost a certain amount. So I came up with this cost of what the future cost of me is. And when I looked at it, there was no job or position on the police department that could afford to pay me what my future lifestyle would cost. So what do? So at that point, that's when I went and said, okay, cool. I'm going to buy a building for every bill that I have. And it wasn't just about getting things, right? It wasn't, just about, I'm riding like this. I got these type of clothes. No, it was more so like, what could living in a certain community do for my children? What could sending my kids to the best private school in the state of Illinois, what could that do for them in the future? Not only for them, what could that do for their children, which are my grandchildren? As opposed to depending on the job to get a pension, and then I get that pension after I retire 30 years, what if I was able to create my own pension, pay into my own pension? And so that's kind of like what I did. I kind of was just coming up with ideas like, okay, this is the future cost to me, and that future cost had a price to it. And so now, once I was aware of what the current cost of me was and the future cost of me was, now I had to create a way to create this income, right? Without depending on my job, without somebody saying they like me and they want to promote me. Because remember what I said, there was no position on the job that I could be promoted to that would cover that lifestyle for me. So once I came up with the current cost of me was and what the future cost of me would be, that's when I started to purchase real estate, and I started to use the passive income from real estate to cover each item that was on the cost to be me. I'm about to take you inside and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go. So when looking at cash flow, it was important to me to purchase a building that was going to bring me my desired monthly net cash flow. So in this case, I love what's called 4 units. So if you just look at this building, it's 4 apartments, right? What's important when identifying a building for cash flow is going to be bedroom size and bedrooms. How many bedrooms are in each apartment? How many bathrooms? Those are the things that you get paid for, right? You got to think about it. This is going to be a legacy building. So here's a building that we just purchased and renovated, and now we're actually getting tenants inside of it now. So come on, let me show you. All right, now when you're talking about creating passive income, there's 2 sides of it, all right? So when you're identifying that first property, like I said, what purpose does it fulfill, all right? And then that's what you're gonna go to your real estate broker and let them know. I'm looking to fulfill this purpose in my life, and this is how much it costs so this is how much net cash flow I need to receive. Now your real estate broker is going to take that information and go find you properties that fit your purpose. But see, there's two sides. So you got the net income, right? The net income is what I said that I use that to take care of whatever bill that was in my life. But then you also have the equity side, all right? So in this case, this property cost $125,000, all right? I put another $125,000 into the renovation cost. So I'm into this property for $250,000. But the ARV, the after repaired value, comes back at $450,000. So what does that mean? When you take the value of the building, the $450,000, and when you subtract that by what I'm actually into this building for, $250,000, then that leaves $200,000 in equity. That means $200,000 in equity is in this building while I'm still receiving $2,000 a month in net cash flow. That $200,000 that you have in equity now goes towards your net worth. I want you to sit back and really think about your life. What is your net worth? Ask yourself that question. See, I became a millionaire by the equity in my properties. And then once the equity in my properties, it went towards my net worth. I hit over $1.6 million of a net worth by the age of 26. So real estate is more than just owning properties. It's life changing. Guys, passive income can change your life.